Coach Seto's location during game time is, to some, a bit of a mystery. But his impact is apparent to everyone around the program, coaches and players alike. This same impact extends to his wife and daughters as a Christian husband and a loving father.
People have told me, like, I don't see you, where are you at during game day? Game day, after I warm up the guys on the field, I'm upstairs in the press box. Ultimately, it starts off with a day. In my devotional time in the morning, whatever, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, to spend time in just, because it doesn't make sense. Really, it doesn't make sense with the schedule that we have as a coach, to be a good husband, to have a good marriage, to be a good father. It really doesn't. But I really feel God calling me to do this, and He'll provide. And that's praying over Charlotte, praying over Kaylani and me on the baby, and constantly, and just trusting that He'll take care of it. And my hope is that He will, and my faith tells me that He will.
This is not an easy profession, but I don't want to give that impression at all. It's demanding. To do it with excellence, do anything with excellence is demanding, but particularly coaching, there's a high premium on time. And so seeing Rock make that decision, I've seen him throw himself and steward the opportunity so well, to take care of his time, take care of his family, and take care of what God has called him to do. He takes us very seriously.
If we have a strong love relationship with God, our marriage will be strong. Our children, our parenting skills will be strong, and all those things will work out. So that's what I've been working on with myself. I mean, not just for the players, but myself, and in my heart, do I really love God? So that's what we try to put our emphasis in. Really, God's principle of maximizing what He gave you is all you could really do. That's within your control. In terms of winning championships and this and that, yeah, that's nice. That's something that we all like to have, but there's a lot of things that happen that are out of your control. You know, think about that. To me, that's the essence of maximum performance. I'm telling you, that's the trick. It all starts with our principles of maximizing the moment. Like whatever happened at work, whether it's a game or practice or meeting, that's over now. So as much as the thoughts are still going on in your mind, I gotta be all in there for the girls, you know, and that's capturing those moments. And I may have an hour or half an hour with the girls, so I better maximize that time so they're thinking about what happened 2 hours or 3 hours ago at the office. Our priority principles, what's important to you? Well, number 1 is obviously God. Number 2 is wife. Number 3 is children. Number 4 is football. So it kind of contradicts my life because I spend so much time in coaching and recruiting, but it's the calling, you know. God caused me to be a good husband, good father, so when I can spend the time, I gotta be in. I got to be in, and the Holy Spirit. I gotta rely on the Holy Spirit, and we have a good fellowship of people from church. Matter of fact, we live in our neighborhood with a bunch of church members, so that's where we get a lot of support, and that's where we get a lot of help from when I'm not around and when we're around. So a lot of young families just like what we have. Pop Warner coaches, high school coaches, of course, along with the parents. The parents are the most important influence, but by the time they get to us, they got to set a standard, set ways. We just definitely, with God's help, we could help change guys. But I mean, I just want to say that's first and foremost. You guys get that done at a younger age. But when kids come back and talk about these things, yeah, that's God's glory. You know, it isn't my wisdom. I just plagiarized off the word and stole it and they just told it to the kids, and it's God's sovereign hand. You know, bottom line, you could do everything right, you could say the right things, you could have the right attitude, but without God's blessing, it isn't gonna work. If I was able to truly love God, all the other stuff would follow. All the other things in terms of like He cared about me, He taught me well, He pursued excellence. He's a great teacher. All those things that we, you know, all the byproducts of loving God. Because to me, when you live a Christian life, it's harder than living a regular life because we have the highest standard to live up to. Of course, we have help from the Holy Spirit. Of course, can't do it without that, but without the Holy Spirit. But if you love God, everything comes from that. Everything. Yeah. And to me, ultimately, well done and good, faithful servant. You know, that's the hope at the end, and end of this life at least. but yeah, that's someone who loved God.
Rocky Seto is more than just a coach on the field. He's involved in his players' lives because he has a passion to drive his student athletes towards success in life. A success that is defined by maximizing opportunities and helping his players understand the importance of personal responsibility. This sets in motion strong principles that are taught and caught on the field and taken into life beyond USC. Thank you for joining me in our look at Rocky Seto of USC football. I'm Leah Amico, and we'll see you again right here on More Than Conquerors.